Welcome everybody once again to the 1997 NR2003 Draft Series, coming to you from Michigan. Our second trip out here for the year on the massive 2-mile oval. It is our fastest track of the year, where you can see cars going 190, 200, 210 miles an hour. And Darien, I think you can tell us why going that fast is a lot more difficult than you might think.
Yeah, Michael, it's great to be back here at Michigan. We had a great earlier with Dale Jarrett getting the win. But we'll get to that in just a second. The problem with Michigan is, like you mentioned earlier, it gets so quick so easily here. Like, finding the good corner speed, like how fast you need to go in the corners, is absolutely crucial. If you mess up the corners even just a tiny bit, you're going to have a massive problem coming off the corners, and you may even find yourself in the outside wall, or worse, dumped. Momentum reliance is also a very big key in all of that as well, obviously. So as I mentioned earlier, Dale Jarrett won this race earlier this year. He absolutely dominated this race earlier. He led 59 of the 70 laps, beating out Jeff Burton and David Green. And, I mean, again, we have 70 laps here today. Do we think it's possible that we see someone go and lead a high number of laps here today?
Yeah, it's entirely possible that we see someone go. That's been the trend over the last while. And when it comes to the standings, we've seen a guy up at the top for a while. That's been Dale Earnhardt. He's been leading for many, many weeks at this point. And, you know, it almost seems a little bit repetitive to say, oh, Dale Earnhardt is leading the points. So let's take a look at the midfield. We got John Andretti in 21st. He started out with 4 DNQs on the season, but he also had 4 top 20s. And this consistency has allowed him to get all the way up to 21st in the standings, out of that risk of being not qualifying every single week. He's even earned 2 poles in the process. Another guy on the field, we've got Ernie Irvan up in 18th. He's up and down the season overall, but the win at Daytona really helped balance things out. After Daytona, he had a little bit of a rough stretch, but now he's starting to be just a little bit more consistent. And one guy who unfortunately is not consistent is Bobby Labonte. 4 of his last 5 races, 35th or worst. Is there anybody you're looking at, Darien?
In the midfield, I'm seeing a few names, but the one I'm really looking at is Mike Skinner. Teammate to Ernie Irvan, who won the Daytona 500 earlier this year. Skinner started out the year really good, pulling out 3 top 10s in the first 7 races, even a second place back at Atlanta. But ever since then, he has not scored a single top 10. 11th was his best finish in that. Was at another big track at Pocono. 2.5-mile triangle over in Pennsylvania. So you gotta think Skinner might be a little bit more worried compared to Ernie Irvan, but he's still doing quite good being 20th in points, as we now have our results coming in from qualifying, and this is setting up to be a very fun race just by looking at this starting lineup, I believe.
Yes, it is. We got some familiar favorites up there on the front row. Bobby Hamilton on the pole for today with a 35.067. Alongside him, Dale Jarrett, the guy who we were just talking about, led most of the laps here last time we were here, and definitely going to be one of the names that we're going to be looking at through the entire course of this race. Row 2, the number 24, David Green, finished starting third here today, alongside the 73 of Ricky Craven. Row 3, we're going to have the number 25 of Steve Park and the 99 of Ricky Rudd. Row 4, the 33 of Terry Labonte alongside the 43 of Dale Earnhardt. And to round out the top 10, the number 4 of Jeff Burton and the number 48 of Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Very interesting names in the top 10 as we now look at the rest of your top 20. Row number 6, we'll see Rusty Wallace starting next to Mark Martin. 2 names we haven't really seen very much of lately. Very good to see Rusty Wallace starting very good here today. Moving on, we'll see in row number 7, we'll see the 16 of Mike McLaughlin, who took over from Butch Gilliland starting last week at Watkins Glen. McLaughlin had a good run last time out. Let's see if he can bring out another good run here today at Michigan. He'll be starting next to number 5 of Ron Hornaday Jr. Row number 8, we're going to see the number 82 of Elliott Sadler. Sadler, someone who we haven't really seen much of in 1997, for the most part. He's been mired in the back outside of the top 30 for the most part. So, very good to see him qualifying in the top 15. He'll be starting next to Jim Sauter, driving number 29 for Diamond Ridge, taking over for the injured Randy LaJoy for a few more weeks. Row number 9, we'll see Johnny Benson Jr., teammate to Ricky Craven. He'll be starting next to Michael Waltrip in 18th in the number 18 car. Rounding out your top 20, we're going to see John Andretti, someone we mentioned earlier, starting next to Rockingham winner, Jeremy Mayfield.
And let's see the back half of the field. We're going to start off with the 21 car in 21st, Bobby Labonte, starting alongside Daytona 500 winner Ernie Irvan. Then in the row behind them, it'll be the number 28 of Harry Gant, alongside the 6th of Jeff Gordon. 25th, the number 36 of Hermie Sadler, starting alongside Derek Cope, one of the top contenders for the championship, mired back a little bit in traffic, and the bottom of 3 drivers who managed to qualify with the same exact time of a 35.362. Behind them, it'll be the 95 of Wally Dallenbach alongside rookie Jack Sprague, and rounding out your top 30 will be the 77 of Robbie Gordon and the 98 of Bill Elliott.
Moving on to the last bit of the field here, we'll see row number 16, Lake Speed, starting next to Joe Nemechek. Week at Watkins Glen in that 87 car. Was great to see him back, and it was great to see him get a top 10. He'll have a bit of work to do here today, starting in 32nd, however. Row 17, we'll see the number 41 of Lyndon Amick. He'll start next to the 63 of Joe Ruttman. Moving on to row 18, rookie Kevin Harvick will be starting next to the 46 of Mike Bliss. Moving on to row 19, we see Ward Burton starting next to Mike Skinner, someone who I mentioned earlier. 20th in points, not a good starting spot for him. Speaking of bad starting spots, row number 20, we'll see Morgan Shepherd starting next to Ken Schrader. These two have been incredible when it comes to points positions this year. Shepherd, 7 points. He started out this year having back-to-back wins over at Martinsville and Willow Springs. Ken Schrader has been someone who we thought could be a sleeper pick for the championship, who's 10th in points. So they are both going to have a lot of work to do today, starting in row 20. Row 21, we're going to see 2 Sobco cars, and Todd Bodine and Sterling Marlin. And in row 22, how about one last Sobco car? 43rd will be the number 49 of Jeff Green.
I think that's already told us something, Darien. We got 3 Sobco cars to round out the field, and the 46 is not that far ahead of them. Sobco is going to start in a bit of a pickle today.
I think a bit's an understatement today, Michael.
Especially also considering, who we said up front, we have the strongest cars qualifying up front. So this is going to be a challenge for the field. I think the main thing first is don't let these 2 in the front drive away.
Speaking of driving away, Michael, who do we think drive away today and get the win at Michigan?
Right now, I see 3 Hendrick cars up there. I'm looking towards Hendrick. David Green, he got a podium. I think he can go get 2 spots better on today. What about you?
I'm going to look at the man who won this race back in the spring. I'm looking at the number 2, Dale Jarrett, to go back-to-back here at Michigan.
All of that is entirely possible, but it is racing, so anything can happen. And we're about to find out what's going to happen here at Michigan. The green flag is in the air, and we are underway. Cars 2 by 2 by 2 through the top 10, all on the bottom side of Michigan as they come out of turn 2 down the backstretch, trying to get themselves sorted. There's David Green trying to make a move on Dale Jarrett. Not a lot of help right there, but he's going to have a good run into turns 3 and 4, looking for second on the inside of that number 2 car. But up front, it's the number 10. Bobby Hamilton starts up front. He's going to lead the first lap today.
A lot of 3 wide as well throughout the midfield, bottom half top 10, as we now see Elliott Sadler who was in the top 10 for a split second. Now everything's changing around the top 10. No one knows where anyone is, and I think we could figure that out quite easily. Here comes a 16, Mike McLaughlin, on the inside line, 3 wide behind him.
He's going to try to get there past the 30 of Rusty Wallace and the 4 Jeff Burton. And we're starting to notice, once you get up to that very high lane, into that lighter material, compared to the darker side of the track, you're not as able to carry as much speed, at least through the corner, but once you get onto the straightaway, you've got a good head of steam as you're ready to enter turns 1 and 2 again.
Oh, they're looking tight here. This is scary. Very scary stuff to start us out here at Michigan.
Uh-oh, oh, we got a car going on.
Oh, no!
Jeff Gordon got into the wall.
In the wall.
Sterling Marlin into the grass, but he's still racing.
No. Okay, we're good. And I think we stay green?
I think,
Question mark?
We are still green.
Okay, we are still green here at Michigan. That's what we call a minor car accident.
The bad start gets worse for Sobco, but they're all still racing. That's the important part. Gordon, somehow his car looks relatively unscathed throughout all that.
Yeah, that looks like a bit of a miracle there. Shocked the 6 is still mostly intact.
And he didn't even lose the main pack, unlike the 42 who's involved, who is gonna be very far behind.
Yeah, he's gonna be down dead last, almost 9 seconds off the lead.
5 seconds from the car ahead of him, the 49 of Jeff Green. As we had thankfully avoid disaster, so we make our way back up through the field. Up to the front, it is Terry Labonte in the 33 car, who's worked his way into second, now trying to make a run on the 10 of Bobby Hamilton.
For the lead, here comes Terry. Big run coming for the 33. Heading down into turn number 1. 65 laps to go. Then we have our first lead change. Terry Labonte leaves it for Morgan McClure.
Terry Labonte, your 96 champion. He's currently 14th in the standings, coming off of 2 top 5s in a row. I think a win would very much be appreciated. He hasn't won since Richmond, the 3rd race of this year. We still got a while to go as we see a battle for second. Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to get around the 10. As they enter turn 1, he's going to have the preferred lane, and Hamilton has to concede it.
It's going to push him out. Nearly pushed him way outside, and here comes Ricky Craven. But Craven can't get the run in the 73, so here comes the Hendrick Cars and Dale Jarrett.
Yeah, I don't think that's the thing Craven wants to see. He gets in front of the 200 cars, but for how long? They're both being supported by the 2 of Dale Jarrett, and then you got 2 RCR cars right behind him, John Andretti and Cope.
Very interesting top 10 here so far. I don't think we expected to see like a bunch of teams dominating the top 10 like this.
Yeah, they're working together right now to try to get their cars up to the front, and I mean, if you've got teammates, that's a good thing, but there are still a couple of single car teams who are not liking that strategy, as we see Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the inside of the 33, and to the lead he goes.
It's been a while since we've seen Dale Earnhardt Jr. leading a race this season, I think.
I think so. He got close at Pocono, but that was only a 2nd place finish. Was only had 1 real opportunity to try to catch his father. Was not able to. So, out front here, Dale Earnhardt is nowhere in sight. Currently in this top 10, so Junior's got a good chance here to go and lead a couple of laps. If he can hold off the 33 car.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold on. 61 laps to go. Still a long ways to go in this one. Now we see Ricky Craven going for 3rd on Hamilton.
Craven's got a little bit of that momentum push from the 24, and we see Terry Labonte. He's got to run down the backstretch into turn 3 on the inside of the 48 car, and I think he might get it. Let's see if the 48 can get a good run off the corner. It is possible. A little bit more infrequent and not able to. Terry Labonte takes the lead. But look how close they get entering turn 1. That's the part that terrifies me.
Yeah, if they go 4 wide, you just know there's going to be a car accident coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, entering turn 3, it's fine, but turn 1 seems to be the biggest bottleneck for these guys. And once you get a lot of cars there trying to fight for that bottleneck, it's going to be a little bit concerning, to say the least.
Yeah.
But you want to talk about something, as we see Dale Jr. trying to go for the lead again into turn 1. He's going to have a run of 3 cars on the inside trying to push him along. And, Ricky Craven might try to go for the lead himself. Thinking of it, not able to, and looks like he's just going to help Junior for now.
I mean, you gotta try and stay on that inside. That's the preferred line right there. You gotta stay there to make your moves, so.
But one thing I want to point out there is there are speeds right now. 202 miles an hour. That average for the 48 car.
Yeah, it's scarily quick. And, I just thought we did not mention, Michael, when do we think we're going to see pit stops in this one? Because that could be a very big deal in this race.
Pit stops are anticipated, according to our stat crews, at around lap 50 or so. And so that'll make this race a one-stopper. But, of course, if a caution or anything were to come out earlier, that's going to shake things up. And probably in just 6 more laps, it'll make this race it'll confirm it to be the only stop of the day.
I mean, once the caution comes out right now, however, then we have a problem on our hands.
None of the teams want to think about that. Don't put that idea in anybody's head. As we see John Andretti looking to the inside of the number 25 car, Steve Park. Not able to get the run though. He's in 6th. And he's going to stay on the 6th unless Dale Jarrett tries to make a move to the inside. He takes 6th. For Andretti could even process it, or maybe not. Look at that. Andretti battles back on the outside and holds on.
So, Andretti currently 6th place right now. Look at Bobby Labonte up here now. Top 10.
21 car, the guy who we were saying.
Oh, and here comes Harry Gant. And Robbie Gordon! What's Robbie Gordon doing here?
These guys have made their way to the front of the field, and they have brought a couple of friends with them. Let's see how many we can go through, one at a time. Bobby Labonte here. We were talking about him earlier. He's the guy who needs a good run. He has 2 top 10s in the last 6 races, but all of the other 4 finishes are 35th and worse. So he definitely needs something, even if it ends up being 15th or something, or 15th or 20th, just not another 35th, please.
I mean, and with Elliott Sadler being in the field, it's a great day for Wood Brothers as long as they can both finish in 30, So, they're just hoping to stay the course. We see Derek Cope, he was in the lead, now it's back to the 33 of Terry Labonte, I believe. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. No? I'm just dumb, never mind. I didn't see the 48 get past him.
They've been changing.
It's been a long day, lads. It's been a long day.
It definitely has, but Cope is not affected by that at all. He's up to the lead. Dale Jr. trying to hold on to 2nd. Terry Labonte mounting a charge back. He fell to 3rd, looking for 2nd or 1st place back. Putting a little bit of a distance between 3rd and 4th. Labonte is going to go to the inside of the 48 car here. And oh man, the 48 thought he was clear. He was not clear. Thankfully, got his car out of the way before a disaster happened. As we see in fourth, Steve Park holding off the multiple attempts by Ricky Craven to try to move up into that position. Then behind them, Ricky Rudd has been making his way through the field. Started out near... He was just in 10th a couple laps ago, now up to 7th. There's Craven, again, trying to make a move on the 25 car. And Dale Jr. trying to make a move on the 33 as well. Craven, no go.
See, the thing is, as I'm trying to think about, as the tires wear out, will it be difficult to make moves like this late in the run?
That is a chance. Like, tires do fall off some here, but it's not as drastic as we see at tracks like Darlington or New Hampshire, or as we saw in New Hampshire earlier this year. Mostly the lap 50 is the expected fuel window. So rarely have we seen the guys this year pit in correspondence with their fuel window. Usually it's been a few laps
Michael.
before.
You know how you mentioned New Hampshire just now?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good time to mention after bringing that up. We go back to New Hampshire in 4 weeks' time, so...
Oh no. Oh, boy.
Welcome back to the cheese grater, everybody. For the lead, here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. on Derek Cope. Lap number 21 of 70. We have 50 laps to go here in this one. And it's a lot more stacked together in the top 7 now.
Yeah, everyone's just been brought together right now throughout this whole thing. Steve Park just slid his way into 3rd, but we've got 5 cars under a blanket. Ricky Rudd's trying to make it 6.
Oh, David! David Green almost took out the 73 of Ricky Craven there. And look who's up here now, the 28 of Harry Gant.
For Robert Yates Racing. The tail end of the top 10. Did the 99 just clip the wall right there? I saw some sparks. Some sparks fly off the side of that car. And I was wondering, did he hit the wall?
I looked down for 2 seconds because I didn't think anything would happen in those 2 seconds, so I'm not sure.
Everything's happening. You turn your eyes away for 1 second, and then suddenly someone's up or down 15 positions. As we see Derek Cope on the back bumper of the 48 car.
More accurately, upside down and on their lid for 15 seconds.
I believe that was Mike Bliss earlier this year at the first Pocono race.
So we're got a bit of a quell in the action here in the top 10. I want to take a moment to acknowledge Dale Earnhardt Jr. here, as they're 3 wide back here. We can keep an eye on this, actually. Martin, Green, and Jarrett. That's about for 10th place. And Mark Martin's going to move into 10th. I believe.
And Jarrett's losing a couple of spots. It looks like he'll be able to solve it, but hey, remember how we were talking... I know, we've had so many things to follow today. The 9 car started all the way back in the mid-30s, did he not?
Yeah, started back in 39th place. And now he's into the top 20, plus 20 so far for Morgan Shepherd.
Really good job for that 9 car right now. Let's head back up and take a look at our leader before Terry Labonte tracks him down.
Yeah, because I just want to take a look here, because Earnhardt, like we mentioned earlier, did finish 2nd back a couple weeks ago at Pocono. But outside of that, these last 5 races have not been that kind to Dale Jr. Best finished 2nd at Pocono. Next best after that, 18th at the Brickyard. And then it was 24th at Daytona, and then a 32nd at both Watkins Glen and New Hampshire. So you gotta think they're looking for another top 5 here to try and get a bit more of the momentum back on their side in the 48 camp.
Yeah, currently they're the lowest of the 4 rookie cars, and remember, you might think any other team, still doing 16th in points is a good day, but this is Hendrick we're talking about. All of them are rookies. All of them have absolutely shown up, and the bar just keeps getting raised for all of them. Their teammates, we got in 8th, Ron Hornaday, 9th, David Green, and then in 12th, Steve Park. So, I know when you have such a field like that, and there's so many guys there, you don't want to be the odd man out.
Yeah, because you know, especially, like, at this point between Earnhardt and Green, who's going to be the last one to win? And you don't want to be the last one to win at a team of all rookies, you know? Hornaday got the first win back at Talladega. Week after that, Steve Park got the win in the Coke 600. So those two have already won. They won back way earlier in the season, race 10-11. But now, Green and Earnhardt still yet to get the win, and Earnhardt, you can argue, should have won probably 3 or 4 times to this point.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times it was just coming close or something happened to the car. So it's like, we know the car is there. We know he's great, but now it just needs to be perfect. Which is arguably the most difficult thing in motorsports. As we see, Derek Cope has gone and taken second away. His teammate John Andretti trying to join him on the podium by getting around that 33 car. 3, Cope got a bit of a run here on the 48. 48 gets to closes the door on him. We enter turn number 1 at 210 miles an hour. Cope trying to manage that throttle. You don't want to run into the back of the 48 car, but you don't want to lose all your momentum coming off the corner. Cope did a pretty good job of that. Still within about a car length or 2 of him. Entering turn number 3 right now. Once again, feathering that throttle ever so slightly. That's a really good run. 48 drifts up the track a little bit. Here comes Derek Cope for the lead.
40 laps to go here in this one. Derek Cope won this week at Watkins Glen. Don't forget, can he go back-to-back at Watkins Glen and now Michigan? Cope will take the lead. Terry Labonte's in second, and look who's behind Terry! His brother Bobby!
This is a brotherly incident right now, battling for that podium position. And Bobby Labonte, I think, is very, very relieved to be up here battling with his brother. Currently, as we see Steve Park in 5th behind them. But once again, Bobby Labonte, who you're talking about, you know, gotta go back to it. Inconsistency, but consistency. For every top 10, he's got to finish outside the top 20. So,
I mean, look at his first 7 races this season, for example, Michael. I mean, 11th at Daytona, 6th in North Carolina. Really good run for Bobby, right? His next 5 races, he has the best finish of 24th. Finishes 3rd at Willow Springs. How about a 25th? Or no, 3rd at Martinsville. How about a 25th at Willow Springs? 7th at Talladega, 2 straight 30ths. A 5th at Pocono, 29th at Michigan. 6th at California, 42nd at Daytona. 4th at New Hampshire, 35th, 35th, 37th for last 3 races for Bobby Labonte. Like, that is a definition of inconsistency.
and when you consider their team, you know, Elliott Sadler's been mired back so far down in owner's points as that second Wood Brothers car. He's had a couple of top 20s, but they're near the first half of the season. Sadler's making more races, but none of the stretch of races he's made of the last 7, he's finished better than 30th. So, once again, that's not a good it's not a good level of inconsistency on the 82 car, and too much inconsistency on the 21. Trying to break that right now, 7th place. If you can hold on to it for another half of race as we approach lap number 35, then you'll be in good straits.
Yep, 36 laps to go. We'll get the cross flags time by. Still Derek Cope holding the lead, and here comes Terry Labonte moving back in the second. Steve Park now going to try and give chase to the 48, but Park pulled down a tiny bit there. Here comes Michael Waltrip in the 18. Oh my goodness, Andretti.
Waltrip tried to go in the middle, but Andretti was already there. So, oh man. Oh no, Andretti's gonna get pushed 3 wide. We got Bobby in the middle. Or, sorry, no, Bobby on the bottom. Andretti in the middle. 3 wide into turn 1. And I think the 18 wisely backs out of that one. He's gonna lose 2 spots though.
Here comes Ward Burton too, a really good run for that 17 car.
There's another guy from some of the teams into the midfield, which we haven't heard much from. The 17 car, he's 26th in points for Darrell Waltrip Motorsports, or Dollar Wall. Currently under fire from the 28 of Harry Gant. Remember, his teammate, the Dollar Wall teammate, is Jeremy Mayfield, who's had his own level of ups and downs. But right now, I think, once again, top 10. Running pretty strongly up here in now 9th. Still in the top 10 position. Mark Martin a couple of car lengths back.
Yeah, it's a very strange bit here on the bottom part of the top 10. Andretti 6th, Waltrip 7th, Burton, Gant, Martin. I mean, those are 5 names that you haven't really seen a whole lot of in the top 10. Now here comes Morgan Shepherd, starting 39th today. He's gone up and made up 29 positions up into 10th place.
Here we are praising these guys for being in the top 10 for the first time in a bit, and then here comes Morgan Shepherd, you know, just to take a little bit of the fun away. But he's doing a really good job getting that 9 car back up towards the front, and that's going to be really essential. He's 7th in the points right now. He's had a streak similar to Bobby Labonte's. He's had, you know, for the last 5 races, 2 top 10s, 3 finishes of 40th or worst. You know, he was up 2nd or 3rd in points not that long ago, but those 3 poor finishes have tanked him in the standings. And now he's 387 points back of the 43 of Dale Sr.
Yeah, it's definitely not great. But you know what's great for one of the people in the championship battle today? Derek Cope. Leading the race right now. Where is Dale Sr.?
Scroll through the standings. He's currently listed all the way in 13th. Behind the 99 of Ricky Rudd, and reporting issue.
Wait a second, hold on a minute.
Is that the 63 on pit road?
Yes, it is. That's Joe Ruttman. At least I thought it was.
There he is. Yeah, he was on pit road.
Yeah, okay.
Hitting a little bit.
Michael,
early.
look who's in 20th place. The 40, Todd Bodine.
Bodine right next to.
Well, now he's moved up to 19th. Yeah, he started this race down, what, 40th? 41st?
Trying to recreate
one of the two.
The success of Morgan Shepherd.
Working out right now. But yeah, as of right now, Derek Cope is 166 points off the points lead. So he's definitely not going to take the points lead here today. Oh, here comes Labonte for the lead.
So back up to the lead, and there's Terry. And Terry takes the lead. And there's 5 other cars waiting to take positions.
Here comes Bobby and Michael Waltrip. This is such a fun top 5. Terry Labonte, Bobby Labonte, Michael Waltrip, John Andretti's up here. So is Derek Cope. You can't get much better than this.
And the one thing for Derek Cope right now is as these front 4 are having fun getting by the 3. The 3's trying to make up points on the 43 of Dale Earnhardt. And with that in mind, the more spots he loses, especially right before pit stops coming up in around 6 or 7 laps, that's less points he's going to be able to gain on Dale.
031, big checkup.
And we got 200 cars to his inside. He's going to have the 9 to his inside. Morgan Shepherd continuing slicing through the field. 44 laps at Michigan, and he is up to the top 10, looking for even a top 5 before pit stops.
Yeah, he's looking for 6 now on Steve Park. This is unbelievable stuff out of 9 of Morgan Shepherd. As look who's in second. We have a 1-2 for Labontes. That is so cool to see right there. Terry leading it, Bobby in second. You don't see that every day.
I think right now, I'm thinking we're going to have to add to the notes for next year for Michigan, find a buddy. They seem to move up in duos. We've got the Labontes, we've got the Hendrick boys. These Robert Yates guys are about to connect with each other soon. And none of them were in the top 10 in the first half of the race. Gant and Shepherd were.
Yeah, both of them. Gant had been there a couple times, but he's been floating around. And so we have another car in the pits.
6 of Jeff Gordon.
Well, Gordon has the damage, so he's really a non-factor in this race, to be blunt.
Do you think there's really an advantage to pitting early in this case?
I don't think so, really. I don't think the tire fall off is enough to where you can easily get away with pitting early. But I could be very well proven wrong. I really don't know, to be honest. I believe Labonte's in the pits.
We'll take a look there in a second. Let's take a look at the tire fall off. It's about 1.5 seconds since the beginning of this race.
Mostly just 1 second, it seems, so... It really does not seem to be a major factor. Okay, no, Labonte is not coming to the pits. I just hadn't seen him. And here comes Cope for the lead, but will he be pitting is the question.
I don't think so, but he didn't exactly get the best run off the corner. There's Terry. He might have a good chance. Try to get the lead, if not back foot to lead the lap. Might have a shot in turn 1.
Here comes Earnhardt!
Not unless Dale gets there first.
Oh, goodness, Dale! Earnhardt Jr. just came out of nowhere to try and swoop to second.
That was,
And look who's in 5th!
Morgan Shepherd already up to the top 5.
This car is absolutely flying in the long run.
There's a 33. He's going to pit road.
Okay, finally one of the leaders will pit. Now it's time. The time is now. You gotta make your moves. You can't be out there for too much longer, because even though I said the tire fall isn't very much, a second can still do a lot on an out lap or an in lap, you know?
Yeah, now it's the time I think we're going to see a lot of cars coming to pit road here in the next lap or two. There's 18 by Michael Waltrip, sorry. Going to the inside of the 9. These leaders are not pitting. Sterling Marlin came in. He was about to get lapped by the leaders. Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking for the lead in the meantime. And
oh, look out.
Junior's got it.
Oh, there's Terry!
Maybe
Terry's
he's got
a lap down.
Yeah, we'll see where Terry comes out in all of this. They are side by side for the lead, though. They're almost 3 wide. Morgan Shepherd.
Look out, Morgan!
Running well up to the side of the 21 cars. We see the 18 of Michael Waltrip coming to pit road. There's Gant Jr. I think I saw Steve Park.
No, it wasn't Junior. Junior's leading the race. Or
sorry,
at least trying to lead the race.
Sorry, Senior. Wrong Earnhardt.
Well, there are 2 of them. 20 laps to go here at Michigan. Pit stops underway. You need to see the 10 come on in. Cope leads it over Earnhardt Jr. There's the 42, who's almost a lap down.
And I think we got some of these guys coming in now. Yep. There's the front
Burton's gonna stay out.
Ward Burton stays out to go ahead and lead a lap.
I mean, hey, if the caution comes out now, if you're Ward Burton, I mean, you just played it perfectly. But that's if the caution comes out, which we know famously likes coming out on the pit cycle. We haven't had that happen in quite a while, though, I don't believe, so there's a chance we just don't see it happen.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble. So we see, I think Ward's coming in this time, but at least he got the 5 bonus points.
Yeah, counts on the board as a lead change, so you're always going to be happy when you're able to lead whenever you're able to lead a lap like that, get the 5 points.
We got to see where the leader cycles out to. Everybody's really split up right now. There's Derek Cope, who we should see at least amongst the top 5. So he's coming out of pit road right now.
I think he's going to have a big lead here, yeah.
Really good opportunity right now for the 3. We'll see where he comes out against the 17 of Ward Burton, who just came out of pit road. And this is going to feel like an eternity here for Ward Burton.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do at this point.
And there's the 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what 1 lap cost you here. Ooh.
Oh, look out!
A little close for comfort, eh, Dale?
Speaking of Dale, look at Senior. He's ahead of Terry Labonte now. This surely won't end poorly, right? Having Terry Labonte here side by side.
Totally, nothing wrong whatsoever.
They don't have history. Nope, not at all.
So we see that puts about 9 cars in this lead group.
Look who's listed second, Michael. Harry Gant, number 28.
Gant prevailed pretty well from the cycle of pit stops. He's ahead of his teammate Morgan Shepherd, and now he's got the best chance to go and chase down Derek Cope.
Let's get a bit of a rundown here of the top 10 after pit cycle. Derek Cope leads. That'll be Harry Gant, Morgan Shepherd, Dale Jr., Michael Waltrip, Ward Burton, Terry Labonte, Dale Earnhardt Sr., Bobby Labonte, and John Andretti as of right now with 16 laps to go. But look at Todd Bodine and Steve Park up here. Todd Bodine, extremely impressive to be running in the 12th position.
They're 3 seconds back from the rest, from the top 10, but, you know, you've got some pretty clean air ahead of them. Gives them a little bit of a buffer as we see Steve Park and Todd Bodine get around Johnny Andretti. Really good run for the 40. Trying to close it on the back bumper, the 25 there. One thing I want to look at here, we got the 42 car. Nobody has gone a lap down, even with everything that's happened. The car who's closest to that is the 42 of Sterling Marlin, who's not that far actually from being lapped. 32 seconds back.
I don't know if we'll see him. It'll be close. Here comes Dale Jr. looking for second on Harry Gant. With 14 laps to go. You gotta make your moves now. Gotta make it quick. If you gotta run, you gotta take it at this point.
Cars are strung out a little bit single file right now, so you gotta really do it one at a time. Do some Morgan Shepherd, try to look to the inside, maybe to get some sort of a run off of his teammate there. Not able to just yet, though. And we see Dale Jr. looking for the lead on Derek Cope. And he got it without much resistance at all. Wow.
So you gotta think because of that Dale Jr. might have the fastest car left in this race, but Harry Gant may look to put a damper on that. He might try to get past the 3 rather quickly here.
Yeah, I think Junior made the right adjustments on pit road to go ahead and get them the little push he needed. And Harry Gant, waiting in tow, waiting for his equipment to start doing the same. He's got Morgan Shepherd to help him, so I think that's really going to be a benefit if they can get around the 3 and start to charge down that 48 car.
Here comes Shepherd. Can't get the run. Ward Burton and Michael Waltrip, I'm sorry, going at it for 5th, and Ward Burton moves into the top 5.
Michael Waltrip battling on the outside lane there. He falls to 7th. Dale Earnhardt trying to take 7th from the 18. Got very close to him. A little bit of an indication. I want that position, please and thank you. And Senior moves up to 7th, past the 18 car. 21 of Bobby Labonte is very much fallen off from the group, from that lead group, currently in the middle between the 2 lead packs. Still battling Steve Park, John Andretti, Ricky Rudd, and now Ken Schrader, who also started in the back half of the field.
What is happening in this race? I mean, just massive gains from everyone who started in the back. Like, it's really impressive to see.
There's 94 Schrader trying to hold off the 7 of Ernie Irvin and the 40 of Todd Bodine. He'll hold off the 40, and it looks like he'll close the door on the 7 of Irvin for now. So we head back up to the front. Shepherd and Gant still battling. It looks like Shepherd is finally going to go and take 3rd away from his teammate. But they're still, the front 5 are pretty well spread out relatively as we caught the lap car. The 42 is Sterling Marlin.
Someone get the Jaws theme playing, because we're about to get bit.
We look on board here and just see how quickly the 48's closing in.
Oh, gonna look outside. Oh, wait.
Tire failure.
Problem.
Mechanical issue. He's reporting a loose wheel on the 42 car.
There's no way. There is no way.
He did not just pull off to the side out of courtesy. Something's wrong with that 42 car.
It feels wrong to say it, but that may be the luckiest tire failure we have ever seen in this series. That is unbelievable timing.
I'm just happy we caught it live.
Oh my lord, he'll get back to the pits. We will stay green as we have 7 laps to go here at Michigan.
But that'll do it for the 42, who I think just wants to forget about this race entirely.
Can't even blame him.
2 guys who probably don't want to forget about this race, especially if they win. The 2 Robert Yates cars up here, 9 and the 28, they are helping with each other with a little bit of draft. Take a note or 2 from Daytona Talladega. Push their way to try to catch that 48 car.
They're making some moves, trying to close in. But with 5 laps to go this time by, how likely is it that they can catch the 48 of Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
We'll see the lapse times as they cross the stripe this time. 35.54 for Junior, 35.7 and 35.74 for the Yates cars. They are not closing in.
And look who's up to 4th!
Dale
Earnhardt Sr.! Imagine if we could have another Earnhardt 1-2, but this time with Junior on top.
I think it would be a very welcome surprise for both of these guys, because I know Dale Earnhardt, you know, he's got the points lead. He wants to go and extend that all it can, but I'm pretty sure he would not mind his son winning in his rookie year, especially taking the good position of the 1-2 just a few weeks back at Pocono.
Well, the gap went back down to a quarter second. Morgan Shepherd trying to close back in the fun. 4 laps to go here. You can see the top 8, all single file, all biding their time, trying to drain the laps, trying to make their moves with as little time remaining as possible.
And there's Ward Burton, who pitted 1 lap later, and he's holding steady in 7th, so it looks like it wasn't too horrible of a decision. Trying to get around the 3 of Derek Cope.
Gap is back up 0.3 of a second.
Even though they let Morgan Shepherd take the lead, it seems like none of the Yates cars right now just have enough of that power to try to go and track down that 48 car.
They're going to have to make a move soon. We're coming up on lap 69. 2 laps to go here at Michigan.
I think Senior's more likely to get second than these Yates cars are right now. As he goes to the inside for 3rd.
Here comes Earnhardt. I think he's too far back to definitely make a move on Earnhardt. And he's definitely not going to be able to get past the 28. Here comes the 33. Terry Labonte looking for 4th. And so come through 3 and 4. We're going to have 1 lap to go. Here at Michigan, Dale Earnhardt Jr. leading the way in the Budweiser 48 for Hendrick Motorsports. White flag here in Michigan.
We've seen his teammates win before. You know, we've seen two of his teammates, Ron Hornaday, Steve Park, have won twice. He would be the 3rd Hendrick rookie to go and grab the win. And you know, for a rookie at Hendrick, that is what you want to see. Entering turns 3 and 4 for the final time. The 9 and the 28 trying to close in, but it's not going to be enough. Out of turn 4, Dale Earnhardt Jr. joins the club. He's going to win his first career race in the Winston Cup Series at Michigan.
You can't even be mad. You love to. And his pops comes home in 5th place, a top 5 for both of the Earnhardts.
And as we look back from 8th to 9th, look at the gap. 6 seconds.
5.5, 6 seconds. And Michael, look at 10th! Hermie Sadler, from out of nowhere, has taken a top 10 for MB2.
We didn't talk about him at all this race. And just decides to magically show up with the top 10. I don't know if he knows how he did it, but I don't think he's going to mind.
Let's take a look at your finishing results for this race. Dale Earnhardt Jr., first career win in the number 48 for Hendrick Motorsports. 2nd place, we'll see the number 9 of Morgan Shepherd with his teammate Harry Gant finishing in 3rd place. Rounding out the top 5, we see the 33 of Terry Labonte and the 43 of Dale Earnhardt Sr. Derek Cope, Ward Burton, Michael Waltrip, John Andretti, and Hermie Sadler round out the top 10. As you can see the rest of your top 28 on screen. Unbelievable day here in Brooklyn, Michigan for the DeVilbiss 400.
And yeah, the guys who we thought were going to finish well, they finished 24th and 25th. Dale Jarrett, David Green at the very low compared to where we thought. And instead, how about a rookie? Dale Earnhardt Jr., first career win, and comes over at Michigan. That's got to be really special to get that first win on the fastest track of the year.
Gotta love to see it. Can't even be a tiny bit upset. See the young son of one of the greatest to ever do it in NASCAR to have just as much success as his father.
And we look at the bottom half of the field, and 42 of the 43 finished on the lead lap. Sterling Marlin ended up 2 laps down, but we have another race where all of the cars finished. And I think that is a very good news to the team's fabricators.
Yeah, and the team's paychecks as well.
Always.
So we look to the future now of the 1997 season. We are 21 races complete. Race number 22. Next time out, Michael, we're going short track racing, baby. The Bristol Motor Speedway in Tennessee.
We've got two shorter tracks, one intermediate, Bristol, Darlington, Richmond. Oh boy. But we know Bristol, the last great coliseum, it's going to have the fastest, we're going from the fastest 2-mile track to the fastest short track. And I know that some drivers absolutely love the bowl that is Bristol, but if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's going to be a great thing to see.
Not a very long race either today, Mike. 47 minutes, all things considered, I believe, race time.
Yeah, pretty quick affair with an average speed of 198 miles an hour. And I would say that's pretty good. It matches exactly what Michigan is known for. And can't wait to see as we switch from the big tracks to the shorter tracks to see who can carry that kind of success. Can Junior keep up the success? Can Morgan Shepherd continue his ability to finish well? Can Dale Earnhardt hold on to his points lead? Can Derek Cope try to catch in any way, shape, or form? We've got a lot of storylines to try to follow to close out this year, and I am here for all of it. But that will do it for us today. For Darien Arnsdorff, I'm Michael Paz. This is the Draft Series. Congratulations, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.